It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's Countywide.
Welcome to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict. Well, we just got through the Memorial Day weekend and kind of the unofficial start to summer. And of course, that means kids are out of school for the summer, so they're going to be out and about a little bit more. And that's why we have Cottonwood Fire in here. Fire Marshal Rick Contreras is here with us today. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. Good to see you.
Yeah, you as well. And, you know, we talk a lot about safety with school getting out and making sure that people are aware that there's going to be a heightened presence of kids out and about and on the streets and whatnot. And with that comes summer jobs for a lot of kids, whether it's babysitting. You know, you want to always teach them about fire and what to be aware of and what to be careful with fire and whatnot. And what kind of brought up this idea is on your guys' website, they have a lot of information about different programs for kids. And one of them is the Safe Cider program. That's kind of what brought about this show idea. So what is the Safe Cider program, and who is that meant for?
It's meant for young teenagers, age about 11 to 13 years old. Like you said, they're out trying to work, maybe raise a little money, or just babysitting for their families. And this program was developed by a doctor in Indianapolis because a nurse had lost a small child. And I believe it was like around 1980 she developed this program. And it teaches these students how to be safe sitters, you know, how to what to do in an emergency situation, how to work up business deals with the people that they're working for, and just a lot of various steps. It's a 2-day program that's hosted by the Cottonwood Fire Department, and there's a lot of firefighters that help instruct this program.
I believe the dates on that are June 18th and 19th, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And now, do you guys go to schools? Is it parents calling you guys, or is it held at the station?
It is held at the Cottonwood Fire Department, and right now these dates are full. Our schedule is booked, and we're looking at the following week scheduling another 2-day course, as long as we get enough participants. Now,
is this something that parents participate in with the children, or do they kind of drop them off and then come back a little bit later?
They drop them off. They're ours for 2 days. You know, they get a lunch, and they learn CPR. Like I said, how we teach them not to go with social media and advertise their own name out and to compromise their own safety. You know, we don't want them just advertising everywhere, and we want them to babysit for people that they know, church groups, friends, that kind of thing.
So you mentioned CPR. So are they CPR certified at the end of it?
They're not certified, but they are going to get full instruction on choking, children choking, infants choking, adult CPR, continuous compression CPR. So a lot of various things. It's hands-on practical as well as didactic, you know.
How long has the Cottonwood Fire Department been doing this program? Because you mentioned it's a national program, right?
Yes, I believe around 10 years we've been doing this, or maybe even longer now. It's been going on a long time, and we typically do 2 sessions, 2 in the summer. And this year we're at 1, and we're hoping to do the second one the week following. It looks like we're getting some strong interest in that.
So being, you were mentioning before the show that you're one of the instructors. What's kind of the format of the course? I mean, I guess the program. How are you guys teaching them these scenarios? Is it like a scenario-based course, or is it just kind of a lecture?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of hands-on. We break up in groups. Every course, like every hour, half hour, they have a different format that they follow on, and one might be safety for the sitter. The next one, what to do in an emergency, what to do in choking. So there's all these sections that each instructor teaches, and sometimes it's a full classroom, sometimes we split them up in groups, and it's a lot of hands-on with the firefighters, good span and control.
What are some of the main issues that you would say babysitters face? What are some of the biggest issues that they come about? I mean,
there's a lot of them. A lot of kids don't know what to do with the children's choking, you know, that somebody they're watching. That's one thing. We teach kids not to get into a vehicle with a drunk driver. So if they're working for somebody and they're out at a dance or somewhere and they have had too much to drink, we teach them to be able to call their parents to have a safe ride home. We you know, there's just a lot of things that could happen, and we try and cover all of them.
How many kids do you guys have that participate in the program usually?
I think we're up to 20, around 20 for the class, so we can't go too much more higher, we have to have that span and control and the room to teach the class.
Now, do you still have some spaces available for this year?
Yeah, not this session, but hopefully, I think it's the following Thursday, Friday. Right now, you can contact the Cottonwood Fire Department to find out if that is going. I know there's a list building, and once we hit a certain number, we are going to schedule that second course. Okay,
good phone number to contact Cottonwood Fire Department, 928-634-2741. That'll take you to Cheryl, I believe. She'll be answering the phone, and she's the coordinator that helps kind of set all this up.
Absolutely.
So it's a great program. Now, is it only for babysitters, or can any parent who thinks their child should know these type of things, can they be part of the program?
Oh, absolutely. And we have kids that come in, and they're not out trying to get business for babysitting. They might just be staying home for a couple hours with their younger sibling. Or it's good to know. We've had even parents schedule their kids to come into our course because they don't want them sitting around home.
Right.
So they want to keep them busy for the summer, so they come and interact with the fire department, and they actually pick up some good skills.
So you mentioned CPR, just kind of quickly running through some of the things that they're learning. Choking, obviously that comes with one of those issues. What about as far as fire issues with, say, there's a kitchen fire or something? Do they learn how to handle that? Obviously, call 911 is probably one of the first things you want to do, but is that covered in the program?
Yes,
as well?
And then same with like cooking, or find out if the kids have any allergies or medications. We teach the kids not to go into a room where there's guns in there, and just a lot of variables. And we try and cover anything that we think that could happen. And this program is very well set. You can look it up, Google it. Safe Cider. It's a national program. I think there'll be like 35,000 kids taught with this program. So.
It's interesting. I didn't know that. Obviously you're teaching these kids safety issues and what to look for and what to do in case something happens while you're babysitting, but the fact that you're helping them learn the almost business side of it as well, and how to promote themselves and how to negotiate prices and all that. What are some of the things you're teaching them for that?
Yeah, safe negotiation, but we want them to interact with people that they know, and then establish themselves professionally, and what the cost is going to be, what the concerns are of the children, their span and control. We don't want one kid that's gone through our course to go and babysit 10 kids, all together. That'd be a little crazy. So, we teach them all that, and we actually have during the session, we'll have a family come in with the children, and they practice those negotiation skills in person. They practice the interacting of meeting a new child who doesn't know them, because most little kids are afraid of strangers. So it's all part of the technique that they get taught, and it's very hands-on.
Great. Okay, well, we're going to take our first break. So that's the Safe Cider program. And again, for more information, you can call 928-634-2741. That'll take you to the Cottonwood Fire Department. June 18th and 19th. Check availability when you call as well. When we come back, we're going to talk about their Vacation Fire School program. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, butt in the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all, we approach re-employment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
Donate to Goodwill, where your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, and with me today is Fire Marshal for Cottonwood Fire Department, Fire Marshal Rick Contreras, talking about summer programs for the kids out there. Summer is here. Kids are out of school for summer vacation. We talked about before the break the Safe Cider program for those looking to do some babysitting. Helps them learn just how to deal with some of the common problems and issues that they might see while babysitting. So that was covered before the break, and now we move on to the Vacation Fire School. What can you tell me about that program?
It's been a very successful program. We've been doing that about 10 years as well. We kind of target the kids around 8 to 12 years old. It's $25, and this year it's June 11th and 12th, Thursday, Friday. And it's from 8 in the morning till 12 noon. And with the $25 every year, we have a different t-shirt design, a cool firefighter t-shirt. They get a little backpack, a goodie bag with a lot of various things in it, you know, safety coloring books and stickers and stuff. But they get to interact with the Cottonwood Fire Department. We typically have like one firefighter per 4 kids. We're usually around the 25 kid mark on that.
Okay.
And we keep those kids busy. They get to do a lot of various things within the fire station.
So are they basically kind of going through just, is it meant to see what you guys do and help interact with the fire department, their Cottonwood firefighters, and is that kind of what
yeah,
what
that's
the program
part
is?
of it, definitely. We want them to get that exposure to the firefighters, and they get a station tour at the get-go, and we do a lot of various things. We have the safe smoke that we use, and we put this little obstacle course through the station. We move all the trucks out, and they have to, it's like a blackout drill. The scenario is that this room is full of smoke, and they have to find their way out, and we usually have them follow a hose line. And they love it. That's one of the biggest hits. We get a lot of returners every year that come in through this program. We even get kids that come back that are over the age to be in this program, but they come back as mentors.
So 8 to 12 years old, what would you say are some of the things that, just for the parents out there, 8 to 12 years old, what are some things that your kids should know regarding fire safety, just safety in general? What are some of the things that 12-year-olds should probably know?
Well, it's those are the kind of the critical age that we all know that kids like to play with fire, and it's a good interacting age. Those kids learn really quick. They're on their feet, they're on the move, and so we really teach them. You know, they learn CPR as well. They learn. We do a bucket brigade. They get pretty wet when they come in. We teach them safe swimming at the pool by the certified lifeguards. The city of Cottonwood supplies that for us. And it's not a fun day swim, it's just to go instructional safe swim. That's for about an hour as part of the program. And they learn how the interactions, the skills. We teach them integrity and how they should act with their fellow citizens.
Okay, and so that's, again, June 11th and 12th. Again, you can call the same phone number, 634-2741, to look for availabilities. $25, 8 to 12 years old, right? You said.
We've gone under and a little bit over, not too much over that age, but a little bit under. We just want to keep it around that age.
So what are some of the differences between the Safe Cider program and the Vacation Fire School? I mean, the drills, you mentioned there were some drills that...
Yeah, they're pulling hose lines, connecting it. We build team building. A lot more on their feet in the Vacation Fire School. They're getting wet. They're moving around. We keep them moving. By the time the 2 days are over, even the firefighters are pretty wiped out.
It's like a little youth academy.
Yeah, it is. It is. We kind of give them that experience, and you know, they love it. They just absolutely have a great time. And like I said, we get a lot of returners. The program's been very successful.
Great. Again, $25, June 11th and 12th. And you mentioned that around that age, kids are curious with fire. We were talking before the show that I remember when I was young, lighting a little piece of paper on fire just to see what would happen, and then blowing it out, or paper towel or whatnot. So, you know, it is an issue, and we've had a few fires up around Flagstaff, so around here where the suspected cause is kids playing with fire.
Right.
How big of an issue is that?
I think it's an issue everywhere across the country. You know, the NFPA has the statistics every year, and it's that same 8 to 12-year-old kids, especially boys, more common with boys, playing with fires. And it's not just matches and lighters, but it's also fireworks. And, you know, it's a concern. We haven't really had any kids get truly injured in the city of Cottonwood, but I know, you know, in northern Arizona that has happened. And I know fire marshals and fire departments throughout the area in northern Arizona try and correct this. So we have our Juvenile Fire Center program as well. We interview kids, we work with juvenile probation, the courts, and we try and remedy this problem. We're also in the schools all the time talking to kids about fire safety so they don't get to this problem.
What are some of the things parents should be keeping an eye out for? I mean, like I mentioned, I remember myself and some friends, you know, you have your little moments with fire, amazed at like, oh, wow, look at this. I mean, you're kind of mesmerized at first, but when does it become a problem? What are some of the signs of that?
Well, curiosity fire setting is very common, just like what you were talking about when you were young. That is so common. But really, adults should try and keep their lighters and matches away. But if they notice kids have been burning stuff around their house, out backyard, in the front yard, finding lighters, matches, they need to contact their local fire agency and bring them in and talk to them. We've had that many times. People they'll schedule an appointment with us to talk to them, or sometimes they just show up at the fire department and say, hey, my kids have been playing with fire. And we have a program that we put them through, and we definitely want to meet those kids. And we just don't want to end up going back to their house or something and find that they burn their house down, or even worse, have a fatal fire.
Yeah, you know, like I mentioned, we've had a few of those, I think, over by Kachina Village, or there's a few small little fires that were set, and they think it was kids playing with fire. So how do you, an 8 to 12-year-old, how do you kind of pass along that message to them and help them understand them, especially when that curiosity is so high?
Yeah, it's specific to what they did. And how they got caught or what they burned, you know, and then you know, we could show them videos, we have literature, but we bring them in, we talk to the kids and the parents, the families together, we separate them, we talk to the student alone, the child, and then we take the children out, and then we talk to the parents, then we bring them back in, and we develop a plan and see where we go from there. And a lot of times we like to do follow-up to see how things are progressing.
Okay, so that's the Juvenile Fire Setting Program. Again, for Safe Cider, the Vacation Fire School, and this Juvenile Fire Setting Program, you can just call 928-634-2741, and you can get more information. They'll let you know what the availability is for those programs. When we come back, we're going to take another break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the open burning, see if there's any bans in the future here. As we know, it's been a very wet spring, May, one of the wettest on record, and not really too many fire restrictions for Memorial Day, but open burning and more coming up when we come back in a few minutes.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent? What? Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Mom. Dear.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, sitting down with Fire Marshal Rick Contreras with the Cottonwood Fire Department, talking about the Safe Sitter program, Vacation Bible School, and Juvenile Fire Setting, kind of covering all of these programs. If you want to find out if there's a Safe Sitter program in your area, just call your local fire department would probably be the best thing to do, right? You call your local fire department or district.
Absolutely. There's a lot of proactive departments in northern Arizona. So.
And you can go on Google, type in Safe Sitter. It's a national program, so there's information out there on it for more information. And again, you can also call the Cottonwood Fire Department. But you mentioned fireworks. We're kind of coming in. Summer is here, meaning a lot of fireworks. You can buy them now here. What are some of the regulations? I know it's a little, there's some gray area there with you're allowed to buy certain fireworks, but you aren't allowed to use them.
Right.
What are kind of the issues there?
Right. And for the city of Cottonwood, in my jurisdiction, you know, there is an ordinance in place. You cannot use fireworks within the city limits unless you are a trained pyrotechnic guy that shoots off like the annual 4th of July fireworks. What are able to be sold in stores are the Safe and Sane fireworks. But again, you can buy them in Cottonwood. We can't restrict those. It's state law, but they can't use them in town. And they are never legal on the Forest Service lands. So I think people, again, need to contact their local jurisdiction and find out what those rules are. You know, during open burns, they're not allowed as well, banned.
Do you guys see a lot of issues this time of year with fireworks?
Oh yeah, it'll start going up. You know,
that kind of goes
kids
along
getting with it. You know, and just juvenile fire setting, and not just kids. I mean, it's a lot of adults. You know, they get pretty crazy, especially on 4th of July.
You get all the family together, and have a good time.
And we have the city of Cottonwood zero tolerance on 4th of July. You know, Cottonwood PD is usually patrolling the areas looking for those people shooting off illegal fireworks, bottle rockets, those kind of things are illegal.
You mentioned no setting those off during any burning bans, open burning bans. Do we have any? Or is that down in the future here?
This is amazing. Like you said, this is a wet year. Kind of breathe easy right now. You know, usually, typically, last few years, May 15th, May 17th, we're shutting down all open burning. This year, we've had the wet weather like we talked about, and it's been great. But now we're projecting this week to go into the mid 90s. And we're going to start drying out. These brush fires will start kicking up. We've had several already in the last month, and it wouldn't surprise me if we get one in the next couple weeks. And so we really got to watch out for that.
You know, just to kind of reiterate, we've been doing a lot of stories kind of this spring and getting just ready for this fire season, but just maybe remind people how quick can these grasses and this brush dry out. I mean, we've had a lot of wet weather here recently, but it's not been enough to really saturate things. How quickly can these dry out?
Well, it was amazing. About a little over, less than a week and a half ago, we had like 2 days of rain, and that was like Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday we had a brush fire. And it was suspected juveniles playing with fire. And it goes quick. Our burn permit season, we ban June 1, so we won't allow even our permits. It's like June to monsoon, so a lot of times those open burnings, we won't open up our permits again until August. But it's a volatile time of the year, and you know, we're hoping that we get a good, strong monsoon. We hope that June isn't real bad, like it typically is, but you never know. You know, we got to expect it's going to be really hot.
Okay, great. Well, for more information on burning, fireworks, Safe Sitter, Juvenile Fire Setting, all of this, Vacation Fire School, just contact the Cottonwood Fire Department at 928-634-2741. And again, to find out if these programs are going on in your local jurisdiction, just call your local fire department or district. Rick, thank you so much for being here today. Hopefully
good to see you again.
Hopefully everything keeps going smoothly, and that's today's Countywide. We'll see you guys next time.